Fuck, it's cold. Ah. Wah. 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 Oh my god, it's cold. Ah. It's like 29 here, I think. 29. That's cold for us. I say with all my windows open. I might be crazy. Jury's still out. Jury's still out. Okay. If there's any audio issues, please tell me as soon as you hear them, and so we can figure it out. By the way, it's cold, I say, as I huddle like it's sit in my heated apartment.
Karate.
I mean, that's fair. Oh, fuck. I may have to take moments to warm my hands today. That's, oh boy. Also, the stream didn't start, and then I had to restart my PC. I don't know what you're talking about. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you could possibly mean. Why would that happen? Technically. There are no temperature processing, I know. So it's fine. Oh my god, my entire face is just... If I get too cold, I will close the window. It is a lot. Also, oh my god, Jackie Garden. I always get excited when Jackie Garden plays, okay. Can't blame me. Drakengard or Nier or any of the above make me so excited. I don't have too much to talk about other than that. I don't know, maybe we don't have issues today. Hope maybe one day. I hope. God, I hope. It's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna draw because I don't have work today, because I wouldn't have gone into work today anyway, because the roads are covered in fucking ice. And if you don't know anything about Texas, we don't have salt trucks. At all. Maybe your computer will run because it's so cold. And it won't overheat. Sorry. No, that was me. I mean, it does sound like something Sar would say. That is true. Could lend some cold. That's fair. Okay. Whenever anyone is available, if they want, the ferry to Dickfight Island is open and available to everyone. Ah.
Fine.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm here for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair. That's
Also, you Chad. Flirt DMs.
What, babe? Yes, it's 2023. Are you paying rent?
2023 year.
You can pay rent later when it's not. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I guess you are. It is on the way. Just be safe, please. And don't crash and die.
They one-wheeling in this?
Yes, he's
I see
one-wheeling.
the- That's amazing.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Everyone give Max a high five. That's the best high five.
Max deserves a high five.
Do we even have a high five one? I think I have one, actually.
Technically, Dan's, because I'm done, is a high five, just waiting to happen.
Fake. Best leaving emote on Twitch, no offense.
So, okay, so put that one next to because I'm done.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Do that.
Chat says hi. Max says hi. There you go.
Well, it needs to go the other way, right? Hold on. So if I do this one...
So it has to be Dan first, and then you.
No. Like this, right?
No. You don't have to flip it at all. You just do the Danny emote first, and then yours.
Like I'm coming in later? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, y'all are about to high five, and it's great.
It's gonna be sad when all those emotes are gone.
There you go. Dan's coming in for the high five.
That's actually kind of wholesome. God damn it, I hate it.
Why are your emotes going away?
So we've discussed this.
Other than that, I could just remake your emotes, you dumbass.
No. Maybe. I'd rather focus in on, or maybe remake them, but then have them themed after things I like. That may be.
Yes, that is the
So you have,
easiest way
like,
to go.
Me with the high five, but then I have a link hat on or something. Sure, okay, fine.
So, yeah, you have things to do today. You can't work on 2 emotes that I was given, commission-wise, because they're lines. But I can work on other things.
Tier 5.
Don't be sorry. Thank you for the nickel. Don't be sorry. Seriously. Slime. If I was frustrated and annoyed with that, I wouldn't take the commission. You're fine. Be more mad at Twitch. Be more mad at Twitch about that.
I just think it's funny you don't need any other context than I can't work on these because they're limes.
Yeah. And then everyone gets it. It's fine.
Everyone understands. Yeah.
Y'all understand, accept the consequences. Okay. I'm also setting up in the background, so don't mind me as you hear noises. If the cars get too loud, chat, let me know. I will close my window.
I'm sleepy.
It's okay, you can be sleepy. You have hot cocoa, chat. You're allowed to be sleepy. Sorry, did you notice that chat got hot cocoa today?
I did. I also noticed the blanket.
Very good.
But I'm over here doing things.
Babe. Why?
Did they immediately wipe out?
No, he has a beanie with a flashlight in it, and it was like I could put it over my face because it has a hole in it. Don't try to rob our apartment complex, please. Don't. Sleepy. What disconnected?
So the one thing just to mention about like the whole North versus South thing that I didn't understand at all many years ago, was like we have like winter coats like in every store and like winter gear in like every store, right?
Yes.
But when like that really bad ice storm went through there maybe 15-20 years ago, like the only place down in your region that carries that stuff like regularly is like LL Bean and those other like sporting outfitters basically, whatever, right? And they were like sold out for like 2 months.
Yep, it was a thing. Lime. Flashlight. Flashlight. Flashlight.
I also heard flashlights.
Flash. Flash.
You know what? I just had another idea for a lime emote. The Flash holding a flashlight. You know, a Flash holding a flashlight.
come down here, and then I have to
Get it.
unlock. Yeah. Yes, I do. I do get it. I don't want to get it, but I get it.
Flash holding, flash holding, flash holding, flash.
You know what? Your cocoa went away, chat, because of that. Your cocoa is now gone. You don't get cocoa. You can have your blanket, but you don't get the cocoa.
Chat's good.
You don't get the cocoa. Actually, not terrible. I'll just... You did this to yourself. Oh, I did finally get a... So I went in and I photo bashed a whole bunch of things from different scenes in that one hunting game, and I now have a scene to draw over and paint in my own time.
Cool.
Yeah!
That's a really good idea.
We have a background!
I like that a lot.
Like, I don't remember exactly where this is in that game, because a lot of the rocks and stuff were randomly generated and stuff. I accept your apology, chat, but you're not getting the cocoa yet. But like, still, I used all of this. I'm just like, yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
I still have other things to make, but you know. Oh, my hands are so... Fine. You're not gonna freeze your little snoot. You literally have a blanket.
Have we talked about this before? Where my office, my closet that is now my office, has a void space below it. So my deck wraps around the back of my house, and there's a little porch piece that connects to it.
Okay.
And that porch piece is under my walk-in closet, which is not my office.
Okay.
So basically, I'm surrounded on 3 sides by the negative 10 degrees, maybe even 4 sides, because the roof is just above me. Basically, I'm in a pocket in my house of very cold, and I have no heat in this room.
Yes, you do. Sorry, stay fucking warm. What the fuck?
Yeah, so my hands were hurting yesterday, is what I was saying while I was working. So that's the point of that story. Normally, like, my computer and, like, all the other electronics I have in here is enough to, like, take the edge off, but...
Get a small heater then.
I have one.
Get a better one.
But I don't have any, like, outlets that I could connect it to right now. What's fun is my son took over my old office, and he moved the computer to the other side of the room.
Yeah.
That apparently is on the same circuit as my living room. So I have, like, a space heater in my living room, and because that computer has a 1,000-watt power supply in it, that was enough to trip the breaker with the heater on the same circuit. So I can't have the heater if he's playing video games.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's the fun of living in a 100-year-old house. You have no idea how any of the circuits were wired.
I mean, I don't know how my circuits work in this house.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So, like, you know.
I told him that I'd get him an extension cord to run it to the other outlet it used to be on, so that we wouldn't have that problem if it comes to it.
I mean, so whenever we tripped ours because we were making hot pot, what we wound up doing is getting an extension cord and running it into, like, our entry hallway, because there was a plug in there that was on a different, like, breaker, so we just did that.
Things we do for hot pot.
I love you. You fucking better.
Have you ever watched the Ed Wood movie from the 90s, 94, I think it was, that came out?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. So it's this movie about this director from the 50s. Apparently he made a bunch of, like, really bad B-movies that he's, like, super famous for.
Okay.
That, like, Mystery Science Theater apparently write down at some point.
Okay.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and the guy was talking about it does Xannery. And it's also a Tim Burton movie, so it's one of the, like, combined things, but it's not like a normal, like, Tim Burton and Robert Downey Jr. thing. It is very good. Not saying that their other stuff isn't good, but, like, it doesn't do so much of the mindfuckery stuff because it's like a biopic. Anyway.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen some of Ed Wood's movies because I know you like the Mystery Science Theater and some of, like, the shitty movie stuff.
Yes. It's hard to watch sometimes. Yes.
Yeah, but my point is that, like, whatever. And what it was is somebody, this podcast I was listening to, somebody was like, the difference between an amateur and a professional is the professional, like, knows it sucks and it knows the process sucks, but just pushes through it. Whereas the amateur kind of sits on the side and is just like, I don't know if I'm going to do this today. Like, I don't feel the inspiration. I'm not going to, I need, like, the spark in me to, like, go or whatever, right?
Yeah, no,
Whereas, like, the professional pushes through and just, I got to produce something, even if it's shit, I'll fix it later.
I mean,
kind of
that's also just a mentality of artists. So
right, yeah. So the guy goes, I think all of us need to have a little more Ed Wood in us, and if you don't get that reference, you got to watch the movie from '94 or whatever. And that was enough for me to go watch the movie yesterday, and I was pleasantly surprised. It is way better than I thought it was, and now I totally understand what he was going for with that statement. So. Hi there. My little disclaimer is the whole movie is in black and white, if that's a turnoff for some people.
Oh no, black and white.
I'm just saying. I imagine if I tried to get my kids to sit down and watch the movie, they'd be like, oh, black and white, and walk out of the room.
I mean, I understand that. I never understood that myself.
Even if it's a movie from the 90s, right? So.
I never understood that mentality myself, so.
Yeah. I mean, same. So we get classics. But now it's made me want to go watch his stuff. Ed Wood stuff, to see how bad it really is, because it's apparently atrocious, because the guy basically wouldn't stop for anything. Would just push to get his movies done, despite all odds, basically.
Chat, don't do that. Chat, don't do that.
Don't push.
Don't, like, push no matter what to get things done. Breaks are important. Don't do that.
Breaks are important. And maybe when you're like, you know, director of photography is like, hey, do you want to take another shot? We don't know if we got it. Take another shot rather than just using the one shot you took, you know. There's a reason they're saying the things they say, you know.
Yes. Supposedly. That's what's been
Your
announced,
100% is different every day. Take breaks, drink water, eat a food.
Eat a food! Good. Shouldn't deny yourself. Yeah, they are considering putting TwitchCon in Vegas, which is fucking serious to me. Personally. And no, I probably wouldn't go still. Because, you know, America and COVID. And that's still a thing.
I really wanted to go to the San Diego one, because for whatever reason, one of the direct flights out of here is to San Diego, so flights there are actually really cheap. And I haven't been to San Diego, so I wouldn't mind seeing it. I've been to Vegas.
Okay.
Vegas is fun, but it's not.
I also shouldn't go to Vegas. Ever.
Dear, you shouldn't go to Vegas. Just
Yeah, yeah, I shouldn't go to Vegas ever. For many reasons.
Or if you go to Vegas, go like I went last time and only pay for things with cash, so you're very, very aware of how much money you're actually using while you're in Vegas. That would be the other top tip.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you right now, the first time you go to an ATM to pull out cash in Vegas and there's a $20 surcharge or whatever it is,
yeah,
you think twice before you pull that money out, right? So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Oh, chat. I can't confirm nor deny. I have to wait for an email back confirming what I confirmed. Might be sponsored by a thing for a day. Like, actually.
I don't know how that came across in chat, but I couldn't hear what you said at all.
I might get a sponsorship for a day.
The sour strips finally got back to you?
God, I wish. No. We already talked about it in mod chat.
I know. That's why I made a joke about it.
Well, fuck you. Sponsorship. Yeah.
I also thought my joke was amazing regarding it, but I mean, not to toot my own horn or anything.
Yeah, we might actually have a sponsor. It'll be for one day, literally. That's okay. what it is, and it might be an art stream, which doesn't probably make sense to you. It makes sense to me. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Michelin Man or Stay Puffed? Love Stay. Oh, my fingers are so drawing. Ugh. Never returned because the conference goers were teaching everyone about how to calculate expected values for gambling. Oh no! Oh fuck. Oh. I mean, it's not good, but it's good.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am cold and tired.
That's a...
Did you also see chat flirting with each other in public, not in DMs? What the heck?
No, I had to go clean myself because it was so disgusting that I couldn't just sit here and watch.
Wow.
Alright.
No, I was already in the shower, so I completely missed it.
Sure.
But I mean, hey, if chat wants to flirt with themselves, you know, chat's cute. Can't blame them.
Saying it's more tasteful to do in DMs.
I mean, it is.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But in this chat, we're horny on games. So what do you want?
Why do you say horny on me?
That. Good job, sir.
Right, did do. Good job. You always do a good job, Sar. What? No backlash response? It's like,
Tired.
Too tired to deal with shit.
Cheer 100. Take care of yourself, chat. When you're out of spoons, steal all of an extroverts so they know
Always
what
does a
you
good job.
always have to go
That's why
through.
he won't argue.
Cheer 100.
First and foremost, thank you. Oh, fuck. I'm wrong things! Shit. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. Chat, go over here.
Mood, I am struggling to be awake.
We're all struggling to be awake, it's fine. Listen, it's one of those days. It's a hibernation day. Okay. I hate when I accidentally pull my jacket off or something. It sucks. Check tits is okay. It's fine.
Wait, dumped it?
Okay. Hi! Do you really want me to give you a username? Like, actually? Also, thank you for the 200 bits.
Your username for what now? What?
I don't know, they said give me, their username is give me a username 159.
It's a good name. I wouldn't trust you with giving me a username though.
Really?
Very
How
personal.
about #1 mod?
Hey!
That's yours. You can't have two number ones.
Well, yeah, that's why you'll be #1. It'll be in your name.
Here, you can have a username that Max wants to name one of my dogs, and I refuse. You can use the name Squintin' Tarantino.
That's a great name.
Yeah,
I like that name a lot.
Thank you.
You hate how much I like that name, actually.
Good. I'm glad. Squintin' Tarantino. It's sweet.
Somehow you could roll some Tostitos in there, you know?
Honestly. Oh. Oh. I'm so sorry. I mean, at least it's getting fixed. Yeah, it is a little hot sauce brandy. We already have plans for DeerCon this year, actually.
There was a therapy appointment that I was in recently where there was somebody using a miter saw in the room below us to the entire session.
Why?
They were
That's
building
horrid.
They were building out that office. Yeah.
Here, that's still horrible.
Yeah, it's gonna be really distracting talking about, you know, personal important stuff and, you know, just hearing it going off beneath you.
Right, it's like, and then this, and then...
And so
Sorry, can you
this,
repeat that?
so this is when my father traumatized me. It was the exact moment that I, you know?
Yeah, he picked up the circular saw and...
I'm sorry, you just mentioned something horribly traumatizing, but I couldn't hear it. Can you repeat that several times over the sound of the saw, please?
Yeah, so there was this one time that my, and then he went, and he fucking killed my mom. Yeah.
Okay.
That's helpful in an office.
I have one more stupid saw story, actually, believe it or not.
No, TTS.
So I had a friend who was trying to remove a cistern from his basement, and they rented a miter saw, and they were using a diamond-tipped saw blade on the miter saw to cut through the reinforced concrete.
Pog online poggers.
And the miter saw broke under the effort of cutting through this stuff. And my friend they had bought the blade though, and so my friend's an engineer. He had taken all of the safety pieces off of his circular saw and put the diamond saw on the circular saw and realized that the ½ inch clearance from the saw blade to his knuckle was too close even for his safety standards. And so instead, he put the blade into a table saw and then built a handle to hold the table saw by the bottom to use the diamond blade saw into the concrete.
That is just an engineer, straight up.
Right.
For one, that is just a straight engineer. That is what they do.
And all things considered, much more relative way of things to cistern, not a sister.
It could have been worse, I'll be real.
Yes, no, 100%. But yeah, obviously I'm still talking about it 20 years later or whatever. So.
That even makes my scringe? Skin cringe. Wow. Dear, are you okay? I don't know. Dear, scringe. Apparently.
Come up with all these emote ideas today. Dear be scringin'.
Would you? You know what? I'm gonna think up another username. Sorry. I'm gonna think of.
No.
Yes. Yes. You don't trust me, and I'm gonna be like, haha.
I like being Sargato, okay? I mean,
I know, but like, you're sitting there going like, no, you don't know, like, things to give me usernames for. I don't trust you. I'm just like.
I love when I pop into Curious Chat and they call me Sarge, and I want to tell them to give push-ups, you know? Like, it's a good dynamic. It is funny, too, because there's, like, a distinctive, like, dichotomy of people who call me Sarge and Sar.
Yeah.
And then I get the Sargento jokes all the time, too, which are great. I love those, because I love cheese, so, like, why not?
I'm actually thinking now, fuck.
I'm sorry, that's never a good
It's
fun
never
thing,
a good
thinking.
thing.
I want a cheese DeerBio.
You can have a cheese. Fuck. Those are helpful. Ooh, testicles.
What?
I was looking up words that start with TE.
Oh.
Poggers, testicles.
Can't say that. Can't say that. I'm glad. What the fuck is tets? What is tet? Okay, tets. Definition of the word tets. A new year in Vietnam. Okay.
I mean, sure, why not?
Sure. Oh. Yeah, I hate that. I do hate that.
But you've only just discovered that term?
Yeah.
It's not a new one for me, at least. It's gross, but not new.
You okay?
Whoopsies.
Damn it, now I'm just thinking about this. I hate it. Fun.
I hate everything that is happening right now. DeerB1, DeerB2, DeerB3, DeerB4, DeerB gummy worm.
Hello,
Hi, Scaredy. What? Hi.
Raid.
Thank you for the raid. I'm trying to think of a new username for Sar if I gave him one. How are you? How was Eternal Sonata again? Oh, there we go. Well, I'm gonna just message you this. It's like, there you go, and this is why. Yeah?
Okay.
Hey!
I'll take it.
I'm good at this! It was Brantique.
It's nice that you like to call me so old all the time.
That's not what I meant! it was
It's like as old as an antique, right?
No, because you like antique. Fuck you.
I should add that to my dating profile. Likes antiquing.
You know, honestly, probably.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be much more interesting than likes long walks on the beach.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, honestly, who really enjoys those? There's far too much sand.
Of course, it's everywhere.
Auntie King.
Does.
Auntie King? I mean, yeah.
Did I tell you that during the I was at a tutorial game of Warhammer 40,000 for my middle child because he's getting into it.
Yeah.
In the middle of the match, he got a unit of his guys onto a hill, and he throws his arms in the air and says, "Don't try it, I have the high ground." And the guy teaching him the game lost it for like a solid 3 minutes.
Oh.
Because his timing was like perfect. My middle child is really good comedic timing.
I'm glad.
I've never been prouder.
Honestly, should be so proud. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's my head. That's my actual head. Never mind. I got so scared for a second because I was hearing like a crackling noise. It's because my headphone jack got loose.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, not to terrify you or anything. I didn't want to mention it because, you know, but a little bit in Discord still. But in stream, it's great, so don't worry about it. Hearing it too rowdy, or is it just me?
No, I've heard a little bit too. Honestly, it's fine.
It's 1,000 times better than it was yesterday, but again, here it's still happening a little bit on stream.
Why the fucky?
I know. Just forget I said anything.
No.
But, you know.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna try
No,
one.
no.
No, fuck
change,
you.
Don't change anything. Finish your stream and then worry about it.
How's
Come
this? Is that better?
No.
No?
No.
What the fuck?
It's like slightly at the end. Again, it sounds almost like a gate thing or something, right?
So fucking annoying.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Oh, because my fucking continuation's back up to... Why does it keep doing that? Okay, the attenuation is fixed. Are we good? Sorry.
Roddy, I don't want to talk about it. Can we...
It is not better, no.
Fuck!
It was actually much worse.
Fuck! Why? Why? How?
I shouldn't have said anything, goddammit, Roddy. Why weren't you kicking me under the table?
You shouldn't have said anything!
But you know what?
What?
Stream sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it
so you
does.
should probably not worry about it.
Until after stream. But I also don't want you to then, like, 2 weeks from now, join someone's Discord call and someone says something to you. You're like, I thought everything was fixed. There's still something going on. That's all I'm saying.
Honestly, it almost sounds like the sound of like a half-loose connection.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about yesterday. Or like cord interference or that kind of stuff, right? So.
I bought a new cable, so... we'll see.
No, it's not lost in the music, Scaredy. It's much better on stream. I've been comparing. I gotta hop out of here in a couple minutes, but I'm gonna hang out here with Fallen. Like,
Good time zone,
No
dear
worries.
chat.
You
Audio
would have to
sounds
do your
fine
work
so
anyways,
far.
aren't you?
Thank you.
yeah. Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate.
I got all excited because it's one of those pair on this side. This side is from Motor Vehicle Service.
Yeah.
And it's from Gun Nissan.
Mm-hmm.
Attention! Our records indicate you have not contacted us to have to get a service contract for your vehicle update. Notice because your factory warranty will expire. Ah!
Oh no, not our factory warranty.
My favorite one is I got a recall on a vehicle that broke because of the recall, and I called them like, it's already in the dump because that part broke on it. What are you gonna do for me? They hung up on me.
Oh no. Assholes.
Wow, it's great.
Cars are great, aren't they?
I don't know how to drive.
Yeah, you fucking bought them, I know.
I'm not allowed. It's against the rules.
Did you just call Roddy? I think you did.
Yes, because Roddy calls himself that all the time.
Can confirm I take it in the ass.
There you go.
I just don't key smash.
I key smash and I'm not. Whatever, it's fine.
So I was like, I didn't hear this.
That's right. You can have any preferences you like. Go back to
My preferences are nice bear guys.
yeah, we discussed this. I
Oh,
thought I
my
was wrong.
hands. Do you actually close the window?
Hell, it is.
I cannot feel my hands while working. It's so bad. Oh, fuck.
I feel like that's important.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, like when you just
FSDLK,
like that.
JFKLSD, JFL, Cage just DLK,
Yeah,
JFKLS, FAD.
Key smash is like the flustered, like, yeah, smashing of the keyboard because I don't have words because I'm too, like,
JFK spot.
worked up.
Fuck. Oh my god, guys, we found him. He's alive. Everybody, celebrate.
Man, that was some impressive disappearing work then.
He hid in my text to speak.
I just realized that is very specifically a Simpsons joke that I probably only get. God. It's a scene where Al Gore is like, it's time to celebrate. He puts a record of Celebrate on. So, gotta fucking find it out. God damn it.
Dallas! This isn't Dallas. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't live in Dallas. Wow!
Found it.
Holy shit! Oh, that's a joke. Oh, that's a joke. Ooh. I like how nobody else in this call has said it's fine.
It's an 11-second clip there, dear, whenever you're...
I mean, I feel like I just don't fully get the joke there.
JFK was shot in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I got it. I was just busy looking for my Al Gore clip.
You were.
See, I don't know anything about American history.
I will.
I can't believe they shot the Avatar. It's rude.
Oh my god.
Thank you. For letting me share that with chat.
No, I'm not streaming from a convertible. I wish I owned a convertible. Sell it.
I have one friend who has the written report, right? They could buy it like as a book, basically, right, of the investigation of whatever. So that if the government ever changes the online version of it, they have the paper version to show.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a weirdly specific thing to be concerned about.
Specifically that velvet room, yes. Fair!
Ow.
That's
That
what
one
he
hurts.
said.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, Skillshare, why are you coming to work with me? You should not do this. Please.
They know what they're getting into.
Oh, no they don't. No they don't. Oh. Confused about what, Zandri? Oh, which part? Oh. Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Oh my god. Welcome to the presidential assassination stream. Apparently.
Urgently believe required to tell you that we are not assassinating anyone for associated assassinations.
We do not confirm nor deny that there was ever assassination in
FBI
the
open
United
up.
States of the United States of America, and we do not support the work of assassinations, nor are we planning one, nor are we doing anything of the sort. This is a silly joke. Mr. FBI, please don't arrest me.
I gotta say, the one joke I do think is pretty funny, myself, is
I thought that was a full thought. Continue?
It is a full thought. Is that one meme where, hey, Mr. USA, we didn't assassinate JFK, and the CIA is just like, we know.
Oh, fuck. Has the president ever assassinated anyone? Yeah. Like, don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Probably Hoover! Oh, I meant like in other countries and stuff.
So just to clarify, we are not in fact preparing any plans to assassinate people or endorsing this kind of stuff, is that correct?
Correct.
So I should cancel my plans on Friday then.
Roddy? I swear to God, if I ever get arrested because of you, I will come to Canada and punch you in the face.
Oh, they can go hang out.
Oh, cool.
There's mini golf not too far from here.
Ooh, right, you have talked about mini golf, yeah.
Mini golf is great. There's 2 mini golf courses out in Niagara Falls. Actually, there's like more, but like 2 of them like on like the tourist area.
Oh shit. Give me this. Give me this shit. Give me this good shit.
Maple syrup baron, Roddy, has
Somebody
been
offered to
placed
go
on
with
a
me to
no-fly
Stormcrow
list
if I ever
according
make
to the
it to,
DOJ.
What, sir?
Toronto. Stormcrow is like a nerd bar in Toronto.
Hmm.
I have an open invitation to take them or go with them or something. So.
I mean, just looking at their website for 5 seconds, it immediately sounds fun.
Yeah, no.
I mean, we obviously need to schedule a DeerCon in Canada. Deer Canada? Deer Canada?
I mean, like, just looking at this, they've got events listed for like horror trivia nights, Last of Us dinner seatings, brunch cartoon days are back. I'm like, that just sounds like adult nerdy shit. I am all over this.
That's not terrible. Let's see what they did that I hate. This. Oh, I'm gonna be buying actual. No, Roddy's extra maple syrup thing that has like maple syrup of different kinds. He's buying it for me, and I'm paying him for it. Whatever. We're getting real ass maple syrup.
I mean, you realize
Fuck you. You're not getting any of my maple syrup anymore. Alright. I realize that I'm not really super sure what I want for an overlay still, and that sucks a little bit. Shit. Okay, 1 second. Let me look up. Yeah, Max? Ooh. Thank you, Etsy, for suggesting something to me. Yep. Hey, Lime, you probably enjoy these too, actually. They make a whole lot of focus. And I was thinking about this. I was just saying you might enjoy these too. That's all. Etsy suggested me for a Waluigi crucifix? Yeah? Oh, wait, no, Lime, here you go. Here you go, here's an asset for you. Okay, actually, let me pull up, because I think I saved it. The idea that I wanted, I needed to just make it myself. Yeah, I did. Okay. Wow. Wow. Wow? It's very small, but also wow. I'm gonna send this to Barry real fast. But also wow.
I mean, it is a choice there.
The Father, Son, and the Holy Garlic. I mean, I like it. I enjoy it.
I'd like to buy 10 of those.
Oh my god, someone's response was literally, it's a lovely relic. Deer Canuck. Oh my god, there's a Wario one too. Oh, that's good. Oh my god, there's a Funky Kong one! There's Funky Kong. Also, all of these are 3D printed and painted. I could just do that myself. I really want to.
Yeah, the amount of things nowadays that's like the thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of 3D printed stuff on Etsy now, which is weird.
Religious guilt, now with new funky mode.
So, chat, you know how Gwen has chickens? And at one point, sorry, you may remember this in Roddy, I was like, hey, we should get Gwen some little 3D printed chicken arms. And I showed Gwen some 3D printed chicken arms. Apparently, I'm now suggested, Chicken Daddy's calendars? And I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, it's fine, I'm sure.
I'm tempted to ask you to send it to me to buy as a gig gift for somebody, but I don't want that in my history either, so please don't.
I'm gonna send it to you and you can open it in an anonymous tab.
Nope. That's a good idea. Never mind. Good point. Do that.
Oh, these photos are actually not too bad. They're actually pretty tame. They're way tamer than I thought they would be. Here we go. Here, I'll just show you, chat. They're far more tame than I thought they would be. They're just some dudes having fun with their chickens. I'm not gonna say the second line. We're not saying that. We're not. Anyway, it's just some dudes and their chickens.
It was at that moment that Deer realized they done fucked up.
They got done and fucked up.
At least it looks like they're having fun.
Yeah, I
Does.
agree.
It's got two of Roddy's favorite topics in there.
Are you kidding me?
No, why would I?
No, I think I just got charged $87
For?
for the cancellation fee.
Well, then message them and be like, what the fuck?
They're closed.
I know, message them later.
Make me cluck, chicken daddy.
Gotta love automatic business bullshit. 'Cause let me guess, last minute cancellation because they closed the office.
Yes.
Yep. But because their system shows with less than 24 hours, they're like, yeah, an automatic charge.
It's just because it's the system.
the system.
I
need to speak to
the manager of the balls. Mm-hmm.
Well, on that topic,
Yeah.
I need to hit the road.
You're not gonna sit here
Okay.
and talk with me and my husband about his vasectomy that's coming up?
Well, good luck on that. And I'd love to, but I have a meeting that I gotta hop to for the next 2
Have
hours.
fun. Maybe we'll play
Have fun in the
Celeste
meeting.
tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, I could do that potentially. I might be busy tonight, but tomorrow for sure, because I'm still on hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, I'm planning on going to potentially board games in person with an organized thing.
Go
But at
Very
some
nice.
point, you should send me like a invoice for whatever for the first whatever at some point. So
Mm-hmm. I have to remember to start it, to be fair, because I'm very tired.
no, that's fine, and I'm not in a rush. But you know, I have some money right now, so
Russian.
No,
Start
you're
giving me some
not.
cash.
You're American, babe.
goodbye, everybody.
Bye, son.
Hi, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I hate that I still
Yo.
don't know what I want for chat.
Actually, looking over shipping rates, it is going to be a little bit annoying to ship stuff. It'd be not impossible. It's going to be like $25 to ship just something small for maple syrup stuff.
I will pay for the thing.
I mean, I assumed so.
I'll pay
I
for
was-
the shipping.
Looking at just at a rough estimate, because I mean, I don't even know where you live right now.
Blanco, Texas.
Yeah, I know you're in Texas, but I mean, I don't have an
Blanco,
exact
Texas.
address. Exactly.
Okay, fine. 1 second.
No, I mean,
Nope, because you're
when I
gonna need
entered
it
the-
anyway.
I mean, sure, this is true. Because it asked me for like the zip code for the location there for delivery estimates. Just to Texas,
Or there you go.
8 track packet would be about $30 Canadian.
Yep. I
Which would
heard
be like a little
Canadian,
under.
and I was just like, hmm? Anyway,
It would
there
be
you
about
go.
23 US.
I sent you my fucking address. Because again, you'll
Oh,
need it
sh-
anyway.
Oh shit. We can dox deer now.
You could. You actually could.
Why would I want to do that though?
But you could.
I mean, it could. It is an option. It's even cheaper than just sending it to all of Texas.
Not that I've really ever played Star Fox, but you know.
Olive, Texas.
Yes, all of Texas.
All of them are. Except
I've still never played it though. It's... Yes, I could. Hearing. I could. Yes.
I haven't been paying attention to the stream at all. So what are we drawing today?
I'm trying to work on like overlays and things, so
Okay.
that I can be ready for whenever my model is ready. That's
Fair
the
enough.
preferred thought, but like that might not happen at all. So, let's see.
I mean, one step at a time, right? And I mean, even if it's not coming up anytime soon, it's still something to work towards, right? Cinnamon rolls are tasty lime, but it's also cold, so you need something warm.
Yes, Shadow. I was actually. I remember watching that as a kid and being very upset by it, actually. I think I talked about this on Barry's stream once or twice before, that, like, everybody from Texas is dumb, and I just, like, got very sad as a child.
I mean, it's played the public education system, it's fine.
Yeah, but it was like, I didn't understand as a kid,
Texas.
and so I just thought, like, people hated people from Texas, and I was just like, oh, okay, sorry, I'm Texas, I don't have a choice in it.
You know what, that's fair. As a kid, you kind of don't really pick up on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Baby Deer was kind of an idiot, though.
I mean, most children are kind of idiots.
Baby Deer was the kind of idiot that sat in front of my TV, like, having a cup sucked to my face because I was bored the day before picture day.
That must have been a pretty kind of circle left over.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah. It was sure something. My mom made the joke that I got into a fight with a vacuum. It's for, like, excuse. If I remember correctly. Yeah,
I mean, it's not entirely different.
yep. It was basically a free hickey. Yeah. Let's do it this way. I may be overthinking. It's fine. I mean, it's not, but it's fine.
I mean, nothing wrong with thinking about it a little bit. Or are you just kind of obsessing over the corner details there?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Something that's not even really gonna matter, and yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, a small detail in the corner of the frame
Cornea.
people aren't probably going to notice too much. Especially if it's hidden behind your VTuber and all that stuff.
I mean, I'm gonna have two of them. Just, you know. Okay. Blech.
Blood for the blood cub.
White Meadows Farm?
Is the maple syrup farm.
Ooh, they come in maple leaf shape.
Yeah. They've got the shape there for some of the bottles.
I mean, this is out of stock, so I don't know what we're gonna do.
I mean, I guess you're looking at the sampler, like the 4-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are no other options.
Nothing else there. Of the 97 different products, none of them will do.
None of them will do. Well, I mean, only 19 of them are maple syrup, so, you know. The at-home sugar bush experience. What? I mean, that's all the maple syrup, technically. Just...
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to involve.
4 bottles of maple syrup, 4 jars of maple mustard, red pepper maple jelly, maple herb dressing, and original maple barbecue sauce. And then access to an exclusive video. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, but they're like tiny little sample things.
Yeah.
You get a taste of everything. And probably the experience of them being like, this is how we make it kind of thing.
Yeah. You could do it.
'Cause I remember going here as a kid on like a school trip, and that was the kind of thing they did there. They're like, here, this is like how we do this, and this is how we make the you know, the maple sap into maple syrup, and
This is how we
here's
do
how we
this.
make maple candies.
No, we don't.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was educational. And we got to stand outside in the cold all day because it was the fucking winter.
Are we ordering the maple syrup collector's edition with developer commentary?
This is why I'm glad that the chat has TTS now.
It's not the
Oh,
collector's
shit.
edition, it's a sample edition. It's like the base game with like half the content, but you get a little bit of everything so you know what to expect, plus the developer commentary to tell you why you should buy more.
Listen, am I grabbing a screenshot of the first VTuber I could click? Yeah. Don't worry about it. Is it our Lord Queen? Yeah, it is. I was about to say that I can't change the size without it being different, so one bit. This over this way. Okay, so that would be the right size. Cool. No, but it comes with a toonie. Probably.
I feel like if I just slipped you random Canadian coins, you'd just be like, I fucking love these, and just kind of left them in the package.
Just like $1. Like, here you go, dear.
Here's your loony.
Here's your bits. I'm just like, oh! I frame them. I don't know. Maybe. Somewhere. Probably. Yeah. Shoutouts to me being burnt out on creep. And doing anything at all.
I mean, that's just a fucking move.
How long is this one Star Fox song? Hold on.
6.
It's been 12 minutes!
I think it's time for another song.
Yeah.
So how cold and
I am
frustrating is it out
concerned
there
about
today?
what is making the ear-shaped indentations on
Yeah,
our
everything
blanket.
shut down, so
Our ears are down here.
The ears are built in. Also, it's like 29, but it has like a real feel of like way colder right now, and it's raining, which is a lot.
okay, so it's like just at freezing temperature, but like feels a lot colder.
Well, 32 is freezing, and it's 29. And it feels like 19. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have predicted rain for the next like 3 days, and you know, low temperatures for the next 3 days. So we'll see.
Yeah, I might ride out. Some of the road wasn't frozen, but any downhill spot ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of ice to deal with.
It's not fun.
No, ice is a bad time. That is like the worst part of the cold weather. You'd think that after last year, Texas would have, like, you know, looked into a little bit of getting things ready for this kind of eventuality.
No, it's the Munchables. Here, let me move my spoofy. Because you can't see it. Over Roddy's butt. Which is fine.
I'm sorry, it's big.
Okay.
But holds it's nice, though.
How's that, Chad? Also, yeah, that would require a functional government and infrastructure.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot to ask.
It is.
How would the people managing the property at least are like putting efforts into like make sure that the entire sidewalk isn't just ice for you guys?
We don't have sidewalks, Roddy.
Oh, at least they're not icy then.
Like,
Glad to hear that they just removed them.
yeah, yeah, it's great.
Do you know, get rid of the sidewalks altogether? You don't need to salt them. I mean, it's really just a genius plan.
Max, you need to run for mayor so we get sidewalks. Yeah. I'm tired of not having sidewalks. You could run on the platform of Blanco needs more sidewalks.
We're gonna get more sidewalks in Blanco.
There you go. Where's your platform? What,
We
Roddy?
get sidewalks, and we're gonna make sure that they're not frozen by providing salt and infrastructure to the city.
You know San Antonio only has like one ice truck, right?
I assume so.
San
That's
Antonio
why we're going to steal it.
is a huge city comparatively. Okay, I'm gonna warm up my hands again. Holy fuck.
Public transport is debatable, Zacatron, but it is at least functional. Toronto's got some really good public transit system.
At least you have public transit.
Yeah, I know you guys are in a spot where you just don't have any.
Yep. Small town.
Sidewalks will be released with the Infrastructure Battle Pass 4 coming someday.
Max, run on the platform that you're gonna give us sidewalks and a battle pass. So?
Just say that they reach a certain age, the battle pass will give them a free gun. It'll be win-win for everyone. They'll be happy.
Yeah, but they get free guns then, and then you're good.
Just like make it like they have to hit like 80.
My windows aren't open. 3D print for them.
Pretty good.
Ooh, there you go. It only shoots rubber bands. Have fun.
I'll shoot a bullet.
What? Okay, I think I need to just find the thing I'm looking for. Curl corner video? No. Video overlay. Oh, I could actually just have my time, temperature, and other things. I wonder how hard that would be to set up.
I mean, in theory, if you got like a thermometer and just like hooked it up outside your window,
Right.
you had to have like a digital rate thermometer and or something to feed through to read it.
Fucking bot.
Definitely a good song there.
Kind of like that, but then I wonder. Twitch live temperature.
In my first thought, if you want to like actually do like a live actual in your area kind of thing, you just kind of like I mentioned, you know, that digital read thermometer, have the input feed through to your computer and just do like a window capture of the readout.
Yeah, I just.
As someone who has no experience or knowledge of any of this stuff or how it works.
Right. Live reading temperature. Twitch. Add a local weather overlay. Use the OBS, create browser source from one of the popular websites. I use an AccuWeather or Betty code to use this as OBS source. Feel free to edit the code. And edit the location data. Where the fuck are you gonna be? You just go to AccuWeather, search location, with a number that ends with the URL. Okay. One second. That's... What does that look like? this. Location data key. AccuWeather yes source. What? AccuWeather by accessing this code you created after determining English can be found at bloody blah. And a class widget location data. I'm just gonna take this then and say copy this. What is paste? Oh, that's just straight up weather. Huh. Oh, okay.
I mean, it does what it said it did.
It does what it says it did. I would have to click the privacy statement, which is a lot.
I mean, the short answer is it's just it's cold
Yeah.
and windy. It's always frustrating hearing about all these places that are dealing with record like lows when they don't have the infrastructure to deal with it at all.
Open Weather's API key. Registration needed. Okay, 1 second. Open Weather is a subscription plan. Fuck you.
I'm not gonna pay for this shit. Get the weather for free by just stepping outside.
Alright. Yeah. You can use cold APIs. Maximum temperature is more precise. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Free current real-time weather and live up-to-minute free account with openweathermap.com. Download the weather widget, add it, install instructions required. Excellent. I don't know what this looks like. Alright, hold on 1 second.
Weatherwidget.io.
I mean... maybe. Options. Icon, vault, time icons, animated, time icons, current forecast, current forecast days, three settings.
I have a question before I go too much further with this. Was this the idea of like for the trail cam
Yeah.
setup or like just kind of now?
It's literally just for the trail cam setup.
Have a good nap, Zanry.
Have a good nap. What I would like is to be able to add like the date and stuff. That would be my preferred. So, okay, so if we did this, let's say. Technically, that's right, but. Yeah, basically.
I feel like at that size it might be a little bit distracting.
No, it is. I was gonna make it smaller. I was gonna just do, like this, and then it was gonna be like up here, and here, I'll put it on this, technically. It's gonna be like, not even that big. That's why it's like, I don't know if this is worth it. It just would be like nice to have it like actually update like the time, the date, the temperature as like a trail cam. Yeah. I mean, there's probably a way to do it as well. I'm just not smart enough to be able to know how. Anyway. But I don't know how to code. Kyo, that's my problem. I don't know how to do any of it. So... I'm gonna say...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't have any way to do that either.
Yeah. It's real fun.
The only person I could think of that I would know that we would know anything about coding was an ex of mine.
Let's go take this real quick. Let's see. Back. Maybe. Ah. I mean, if the two sources work, like, it's not too big of a deal, right? So long as they work. is frying and I hate it.
Yeah, don't need to worry too much. I mean, it's not a priority to get the whole weather thing going, or like really noticeable at the moment with the current layout anyways.
I'm also wondering if it's just maybe worth it to just commission an artist for a Twitch roll, even though I hate doing that.
I mean, that is something you could look into. But would you rather... I know you'd rather probably work on it yourself, that way it's exactly what you want, but it does take a lot of time and work to kind of plan and design.
It's also that it's just a completely different mindset compared to like illustration.
Fair, because you're just working on background assets essentially. And working on that, you're not, it's different kind of focus, different kind of elements, and all that fun stuff there.
Yeah, it's like an illustrative job versus a graphic designer job.
Also completely unrelated. Did you know that there's like a bear community of like Twitch streamers on here?
No.
I did not fully realize that either. But there seems to be at least a small group of them.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's probably like every community on Twitch somewhere.
Yeah, but like I wasn't expecting to kind of randomly run into that. I mean, yesterday, just the entire day I was on Twitch yesterday, someone that I've been talking to online said that their partner does streaming, and I'm like, I'll check it out, why not? So I was hanging out with their stream, they were playing GoldenEye and then Wind Waker, and then they sent it off to someone else who was a leather bear who spent the entire time in leather and had redeems to take off his shirt and things like that. And I'm like, huh.
That's not. I mean, nothing against him, but like, that's.
It's like, so this is what we're going for, okay.
Against Twitch TOS too, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stitch. It's fine. Come after
It was fun
me.
hanging out. In fact, they were doing Mario Kart, and they were like, hey, people jump in, so I'm like, alright, sure.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there kicking their butt in Mario Kart for a little while. But I was not expecting to just randomly run into that kind of stuff on here, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's just... It's gonna be on Twitch no matter what, because Twitch is so LGBT pro.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, well, sort of. But that's not the point.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, they had like some of the tags they had down there was like furry, pup, LGBT, obviously, that kind of stuff there. I'm like, yeah, that kind of fits the community. Oh.
Also, when you first said bear, I was like, yeah, there's furries, I know. And I was just like, wait.
Yeah, they were VTubers.
I mean, yeah, it's all art, but like, that's not... Just because I can draw, like, a person doesn't mean that I can draw, like, other things. I mean, yeah. Technically. I realize I'm in just full concentration. I'm sorry, chat. Not even talking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're focusing on something that you don't normally do a lot of. You're not drawing people or emotes, you're doing background stuff, right? It's very different and very focused.
I know, but like still. I feel bad that I'm not interacting as well as I probably should be.
Cozy stream for a cozy day, just listening to music and hanging out.
I mean, the music's not cozy, but yeah, I guess.
Whatever. Hanging out with friends and chat,
Fair.
having a good day. You know?
Max, what are we doing for dinner? Cool. If we're doing ribs or something, we should start them. I don't know. What do you want to do? Okay, I have to get up. Yeah? Fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Blech. I tried to negotiate for more money and I did not get it. It's fine.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's fine. My current CC whatever is not enough. I was gonna mess with this because it seemed a little sweet, but like, do whatever you want to it, I don't really care. Consider the following. Oh, wait, hold on. I can just, hold on. I just realized, hold on. God damn it, I'm trying to find... Ugh. I sent it to you, by the way, babe. How dare you? What? Where did this save to? What? There it is. Don't worry about the bottom part. Perfect. I have the internet. I'm allowed to do things.
It's all allowed on the internet. You can only sit there. You're not allowed to do things with it.
Can't do things.
Just sent it. I don't think that has OJ in it, does it? That's what I was saying, like, if you,
Twice.
yeah, like, if you wanna, like, not put in, like, all that brown sugar or, like, all that vinegar, like, I get it. Are you more of a sweet meat kind of guy or a sour, like vinegary kind of guy?
What do you mean exactly?
Like, so like honey vinegar versus like honey barbecue, basically. For like
I'd
ribs.
probably go for like a honey barbecue.
Okay. Not a vinegar fan. Not a more tangy kind.
Tangy stuff can be good, depends on what you're looking at, what you're eating. But on a general note, I'd probably go for like the sweeter barbecue sauce kind of thing. That would be probably my go-to versus the sweeter, more tangy. Because for sweeter over tangy, just because I like sweets and get a bit of a sugar tooth there.
Right, you do. I did forget that.
I like things sweet. That's why I dump a buttload of honey into my tea. I'm making this stuff before streaming.
I can't do the sweet. Sweet's too much.
Yeah, no, I can understand that easily. It can be very overpowering if done too much, like if it did nothing but sweet and that's all there is to it. It just becomes a lot. Like sweet with some other flavors in there to help balance it out and like play against it to like really just make it like a good kind of balanced setup there is ideal. For any kind of food, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with things on the sweeter side.
I mean, there are people out there that will just eat, like, sweet things that are overloaded. Just be like, yeah, this is good. And I'm just like,
No, I can't have just, like, straight up sugar. I don't like that.
just spooning Nutella into your mouth.
No, that's just no, that's a lot. Get a thin layer on some toast or something, and I'll call that good enough, but...
Ooh, Nutella on toast sounds so nice.
It's warm and it melts.
Right?
Kind of like you don't want to put too much on there, 'cause it's overpowering, but like just enough to kind of like get it melty and good in there.
Maybe if I whisper gently into the microphone and I ask my husband to bring me a piece of toast with Nutella on it, because he mentioned how good the bread is, he will.
Here's some barbecue sauce.
I...
Okay, so this is 1 cup.
Okay.
What was left? So you want me to do this too, since it's 2 cups?
Sure. Yeah, it's fine. Do you have your headphones on? Okay, then you can hear me when I'm talking because my microphone's stream. Okay, but, hey babe, I have a question. I have a favor to ask. Please respond. Sir, please respond. I have a question to ask next. You're supposed to be watching my stream, for one. Why are you not watching my stream? I forgot to.
Wow. Hey, because they're trying to make dinner.
Maybe.
I mean, you did specifically call them out on making dinner.
That's true.
You gotta turn around and yell, hey,
You
babe.
are listening. Okay, can I have a piece of toast with Nutella on it because you talked about how nice it was? Can I have a piece of toast with Nutella on it because you talked about how nice the bread was? Max! Fucking drawing trees. I hate drawing trees. Why did I do this to myself? I hate drawing trees. Like, actively.
Is this trees specifically, or is it like just nature background?
Trees. I don't mind bushes, I don't mind grass, I don't mind all the other shit. Trees suck. I hate drawing trees. Trees suck.
Why do trees suck?
I don't know, because their fucking trunks are stupidly simple, so you fuck them up easily, and then the leaves make no fucking sense.
Yeah, you know what, I could see that.
Where? Oh. Oh. Okay. That's fine. Maybe mix it? That's...
It's normal.
Oh no, my tablet pen holder for the nibs. Got it.
Yeah, if they click and make noise.
But
That's not what I
happy
asked
little
for.
trees.
Can
The
you not just
Urbium.
hand me 2 cups of barbecue sauce with a straw in it?
It stands on its own.
I know it does. Can you mix it at the very least before you put in?
Wait for it.
Don't put bubbles in it.
I was half expecting him to drink it.
No. I would just call it barbecue sauce.
Well, I mean, if you put enough, like, air through it and kind of blow up bubbles, it should kind of start mixing eventually.
Stop! You're gonna get barbecue sauce on all of my computer and my new phone. Also, I wanted a piece of toast with Nutella. God damn it.
Piece of toast with Nutella, something gross that makes you yella, they're almost the same thing.
Oh. I mean...
Sorry, my brain was like, these are words you're going to say now.
Mm-hmm. No, that happens. Don't worry. You're good. I've been there, I've done that, so you're fine. This is why I need Point, because I'm just fucking silent half the time while drawing, and Point just rambles.
I'm sorry, I don't have anything to ramble about. I'm just
No,
kind of
you're
hanging
good.
out.
No, you're
Don't
fine.
really know what to talk about.
I don't mind you hanging out. That's not my problem. I'm not saying I need her over you. I'm saying they have this skill of being able to talk about absolutely nothing and everything at the same time. And I don't know how. But it's very efficient.
Well, it probably helps if they have something on their mind or something that they can actively discuss or think about there. I mean, like, well, I don't really have anything actively going on these days. I'm mostly just kind of hanging out, doing what I can. The most interesting thing I did was finding the freaking bears and stuff yesterday. Well, I mean, there's something more interesting that on Sunday, but I can't talk about that on stream.
Oh. Did you get played, Roddy?
Technically, no.
Technically, no. Noted.
But they got off.
Oh, well, good for them.
Yeah, someone that not gonna go into any details about like the specifics, but this is someone that technically works at the same company as me. They worked in a different department when I first heard of them. Now they work with like corporate and stuff like that. But I've never met them at all. I've talked to them a couple times on different things, and a friend of mine worked with him, and knew him, or knows him. But like I randomly found him on a website that was different from the other one that had some very different information on it, and I'm like, okay, I want to just kind of say hi and kind of poke this button and see what happens. And then he came over.
Oh, you know? Congrats.
Which is, yeah, very different experience. I'm not used to being the one in charge.
I mean, you'll get used to it.
I mean, he seemed to enjoy it. And again, not gonna go into any details, but yeah.
I smell warm toast. Oh, I love my husband. The dichotomy of a marriage, they make you warm toast.
I mean, really the best thing you need is someone that can bring you warm food, make you laugh, and just kind of relax together and cuddle up and get cozy.
For me, it was laugh. That was the big one. So. Also, laughing during sex is
Just to not take it super seriously.
yeah, to be able to be like, that was fucking stupid, what the fuck? Like, oh no, I farted. Sort of shit. Oh my god, I need to warm my hands again. Hold on, chat.
Are you at least warm under your desk kotatsu there?
Yes, I am. Very comfy, actually.
Cold hands.
It's just my hands are not under the kotatsu, so that's the problem.
Yeah. Definitely, it's cold. It's not good.
Thank you. I wanted to share Nutella texture. Because I don't ever want that much. Thank you.
Never had them French toasted.
You just fucking talked about it all morning about how nice it is, so I just kept thinking about it. Oh, it's really nice, actually. Wait, hold on. It's actually really nice, though.
Off the other things now?
No. But I do want a glass of milk. No. What the fuck? This is like really good toast.
Good bread is great. Like, probably an unnecessary statement there, but like you could have like regular ass just like white bread from the store, but like actually good bread tastes so good
Well, this
and
was
is
like
so
a loaf
different.
of white bread at the store that we got. That's why we're like confused why it's so good.
Is it just like regular ass like freaking Wonder Bread type shit, or is it like something different that you don't normally get?
It's something we don't normally get. It's like thick cut,
Toast.
very soft.
Your own perfectly crafted white bread thick slice.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for the goblet of milk. I like how I know you took a sip from it because there were breadcrumbs on it. Not that I mind. Also, if I get tired of doing backgrounds at any time, I'm happy to go do notes because I need to do those at some point.
I don't know if these guys are here, but like looking at the type of red and stuff like that, I could definitely see that being fun. Just looking at the Nature Zone stuff, I like don't think we have that here.
Gotcha.
Different brands in different locations and all that jazz.
They're like really nice toast. Also, I can't tell if the TTS stopped going off or not, because I keep just zoning out. Hi, Vic.
If it doesn't go off, chat, let us know. Or if audio breaks, let us know.
Yes. Hi, Vix. I'm having toast.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm. Technically, the cheapest bread is the bread that you bake by hand. So yes, actually, that is technically true. Uncrustables are good. Like, no joke. Dix, which one did you have last? Did you last eat a salad or last eat a sandwich? And then have the other one. Oh, I'm a cretin. I use margarine, so don't talk to me about butter because you'll just get upset.
What's wrong with margarine?
Apparently apparently people hate it as like cooking wise.
Why? I mean, okay, I suppose there is some difference chemically in some parts of it, but honestly, they're pretty interchangeable.
They really are, in my view, too. Like
The only reason...
like if I'm cooking something that calls for butter, I'm not gonna put margarine in it. But like if it's just like some, like if I'm just like not grilling, toasting like bread, like on the in a pan,
Yeah.
it's fine.
The only thing you really need like butter for is if it specifically needs butter for that extra kind of flavor to it, or if you're making something like a buttercream icing.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, margarine is just as good, and anyone who says otherwise is just dumb.
Okay, well, Pants has apparently dumped you.
Margarine is good. There is nothing wrong with margarine. And you know what? As someone who grew up where butter wasn't even in the household, I have nothing to say to it. Like, I don't miss it. Even having butter, I'm like, I don't see the difference.
I mean,
This
for
is
me,
not worth
it. Just
it.
depends on like the situation, if that makes sense.
It really does, because like, there is some points where butter will be a little bit better. Like I said, you've got, if you're doing
Corn on the
something with, like,
cob.
corn on the cob?
Yeah.
Would it make a difference?
It does for me, like salted butter versus like just margarine.
See, again, I've mostly used margarine for like everything, so.
Would you consider this a quarter cup of brown sugar?
Smush it.
It's rock hard.
Oh no. It is. I don't know.
I would say that's an estimate.
You know, sure. Yeah.
Not rock.
I think if you warm up microwave or brown sugar in the microwave just a little bit, it should help break it up if it's like rock hard.
Max?
Soften brown sugar. For a quick result, place a lump of hardened sugar in a small microwave-safe bowl and cover it with a moist paper towel for 20 seconds. And then it should help break that up.
You finish that statement and I just hear in the other room.
So we're going the express method.
We do have more than one pestle, actually. Yeah, that's smart. My husband's smarter than me.
I mean, both work fine.
He didn't want to add more liquid to what we're making.
Fair. Well, it's not like you're really adding liquid per se. You're just kind of more or less just warming things up to like break the
Grilled cheese
molecules
do
apart.
need butter, yes. I don't disagree.
Yeah, margarine's not bad.
If you're just putting like a little bit of like butter on some like mixed vegetables or like butter noodles or whatever, it doesn't matter. Just put whatever. Like it really does not matter. IMHO. I'm trying to think of things that require only butter. Grilled cheese, corn on the cob, preferably. Like salted butter, in my opinion. Because it's hard to find like salted mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use mayonnaise too, but like, I'm thinking of things that only use butter. Some pasta, bechamel.
Yeah.
Hollandaise, which I eat a fuck ton of. Thanks, Max, for ruining my life.
By making it better.
By showing me what hollandaise is, and then I learned how to make it in the microwave, and I can make way too much hollandaise, and it's so You're just literally eating half a stick of butter. It is just like, I don't care. I don't even care.
You can make a roux without butter specifically. I mean, it might help a little bit, but really a roux is just equal parts oil to flour.
Mm-hmm. And all margarine is oil.
Yeah. Hell, one of the things that I learned when I was cooking in school is if something happens and your roux breaks or whatever you've made is too thin, what you can do, you can take equal parts flour and like canola oil or vegetable oil or some kind of cooking oil and just mix that carefully together to make almost like a slurry. You can add that a little at a time back to the soup or whatever, or gravy, and then just kind of let it kind of heat up a little bit, and it'll be a makeshift fix to your broken roux.
I mean, I know if you break hollandaise, you can just emulsify it and be like, it's good.
Yeah, a little bit easier there when you're, doing it that way, but if you're like making, say, like a cream of mushroom soup or something, a little bit harder.
In the door! Hollandaise is so tasty. It's dangerously tasty. Ooh. I've never had hollandaise on anything but eggs Benedict though.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had it on anything else either.
We have had it on hash browns. I know you can have it on like steak and stuff. It's kind of like, I don't know. I've had it on asparagus too, and that was okay. It was a really bad hollandaise though, and I literally had to add more to it for it to be a better hollandaise. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah, it was
Don't
like a
have-
supposedly upscale restaurant. I was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, no, I think the only place that really had hollandaise was there is a restaurant in town. There's it's like a chain location. But they offered like I think they called like a California Benedict, where it was like eggs Benedict with the holiday sauce. There was like avocado and bacon on it, unlike English muffins.
Yeah.
And like I think that's the only time I've ever had it.
Pretty good, actually. I would say it's worth having again. So.
All right, I need to do that for my buddy. I'll have to take a look at that. My friend asked me if I could help rework a template for him, essentially, for work-related purposes.
Was this before or after the dick sucking?
Different friend.
Oh. Was this before or after the dick sucking?
There was no dick sucking, actually.
Oh. Well. Boo.
I mean, I probably could have gone
There
for
was
it,
a
but there's
moment
other
in
stuff going
time
on.
when everyone in the Netherlands
But
spontaneously
yes,
lost
no, this is
consciousness.
the one that I
Holland
live with.
days.
He wanted to help. He wanted a hand getting a template to something done in Word, essentially, to adjust it. And he's like, I'm gonna get you to take a look at it. And they sent me his password and stuff for his computer so I can take a look at it literally just now.
I need to apply for grants. I just remembered that. Oh boy. Ugh. Then use literally it, just itty. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure Max doesn't mess this up. One second.
All right, I'll hold the fort down. All right, Chad, I got a question for you. What is your gross food hot take that you like? Something that you think might be terrible or actually not good, but you enjoy greatly? Or at least something that you like that most people would not. Just as an option there. It had to be anything like horrendous, but like, you know, something that most people are like, you terrible. Like, for me, I somehow enjoy instant coffee. It is not the worst thing out there. And in a pinch, it'll do for me. Sauerkraut. I've never had sauerkraut, but I can understand a lot of people tend to have very strong feelings about that one. Fries and tartar sauce? Honestly, I could see that, because you're just what you're doing. Tartar sauce is literally just mayo, relish, and mustard. So, I mean, people know dipping their fries in mayo. That's pretty much the same thing. You just got a little bit extra flavor. Tuna and ranch. I don't know how well tuna and ranch would work. But tuna and crackers is just a great mix. Bologna crab rangoon sounds absolutely hilarious, though, Vix. Pickled herring, eh? See, I've never had pickled fish of any kind, so I wouldn't really know how to comment on that one. Buttering your Pop-Tarts. I feel like there are already enough going on there. You don't really need to butter those. Because they're just like... At least for me, I like the crispy outside and like the soft warm inside. So like buttering that just doesn't sound like it would be a good fit. Factories don't butter your Pop-Tarts. I'm sorry, Casio e Pepe oatmeal? What is that? Cashew de pepe is a pasta dish where you have butter, parmesan, and a ton of cracked pepper. So it's just oatmeal flavored with butter, parm, and pepper? Is that what you're going for? I mean, I guess that could work. I mean, if you're just like using just straight oats, all you're doing is just kind of like cooking that up, and it's not really any flavor specifically to it. Like the breakfast sweetness is people adding sugar and stuff to it. So if you just had like the oats and added the other stuff to it, I suppose it could work.
I thought you were supposed to be holding down the fort.
I was. We were chatting. Did you not hear us talking about the gross foods that people were making and that they actually enjoyed? We were just discussing cashew de pepe oatmeal a minute ago.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that's just cheese and oats. I don't...
Yeah, no, it was like, what's a weird or gross thing that you think that people wouldn't like, or that, you know, most people would consider kind of disgusting, but you actually enjoyed? So cashew de pepe oatmeal was brought up, and I'm like, that sounds weird, but not terrible. There's also brought mention of buttered Pop-Tarts, which Max came in and said, shut that shit down. So we were here, just took a momentary pause for breath, and you came back and you're like, what are you doing? What happened doing your job?
Yeah, I know, because I sat down and it was like absolute silence, and I was just like,
I was talking. Took a moment, jeez. You know what? Fine. It's all good.
How dare
I have
you
to call
take a
my
break?
girlfriend maple syrup and cereal? It depends on the cereal. I mean, if you're putting like, say, like those regular ass corn flakes and putting some maple syrup shit on that, I could see that being okay. No, if you're throwing maple syrup on something like your friggin' Lucky Charms, I think that might be a little bit much. Also wasted maple syrup.
Waste of Lucky Charms.
No, wasted maple syrup. It's an improvement on the... It's gross either way, but I mean, you're not gonna really enjoy Lucky Charms no matter what.
I love Lucky Charms! Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, okay.
Fuck you! I love Lucky Charms. Roddy, get back in this fucking call, goddammit.
Do you love Lucky Charms, eh? I haven't had Lucky Charms in a long time. I remember, like, really young, but, like, older, I'm like, I don't like marshmallows
I like them still.
for me either. I basically like the really cheap store-brand Lucky Charms, not like actual Lucky Charms. My go-to is like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Or
That's
Mini
fair.
Wheats. I don't know why the mini wheats. They're just somehow enjoyable, which they really shouldn't be.
Frosted mini wheats are great.
I know, but they're literally just like dry ass wheat.
They're good.
I know,
I have
and
to
I
head
don't
out,
know
but
why.
I hope you and chat have a great rest of your day. Dear News Love.
Bye, Kyo. Have a good day.
Bye, Kyo. At least you could still do something with the pasta, Petco. Pasta's good. Just gotta, be mindful.
Yeah.
So, dear, what is your favorite character in Potionomics there?
Chris. Not Chris.
Chris?
Sid, sorry. I don't know why
Sid?
I called him Chris. I want to
Sid.
switch Sid. Yeah. I want Sid.
I love how quick that was. You're like, I love all these characters, but also Sid. Yes, give me all of it. Yes.
I mean, I really do like them all. I like literally everybody in that fucking game. I think they're all great. I think they're very well written. I don't know.
Yeah. No, they are definitely well written and very well developed characters that is kind of fun, even though they're kind of like, you're just kind of interacting with them on the side. They're not really like the main driving point for the plot, but they are fun. They are well, written and engaging, and they have unique designs.
Yeah.
That are mostly all just hot.
Our winter storm warning got extended.
Okay, so Sid's your favorite there.
Mhm.
Who would you pick next?
Probably Wood Mommy.
Saffron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have kind of that fawn deer kind of theme to them there?
I mean, there's that, but also I just like her as a character.
Yeah, they seem pretty chill.
She literally is just like, I'm gonna be in the woods chopping wood. Like, don't mind me, and I'm just like, alright. So yeah. Sorry, I got hit with a wave of like sleepy.
Okay.
Max,
It's cold.
Can I have? You know what? No, I'm not gonna have a red. Never mind. Oh, thank you.
The only worry I have about the rib
Yeah.
is the power can go out.
Oh yeah, I could.
Theoretically.
Oh yeah, I could. And then we'll put them on the grill. And then we'll just go from there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense at that point.
What else are we gonna do?
Yeah, no, there's not much. The sad thing is like, if they had built up the power grid properly or something, there wouldn't be any concern for shit like this. But the lack of proper infrastructure just makes it bad.
Yep. The only infrastructure we need is more guns in the school.
More guns in the school, eh?
By our government standards.
Completely changes the concept of the kindergarten.
Whoa, Max. Max McKenzie.
I'm just saying, if
Ow.
Schwarzenegger in all of our schools,
Go on. Finish the thought.
then we wouldn't have to wonder about it.
So this is my final stream, chat. I'm never coming back. I'm sorry to inform you
No.
this way.
It was nice being here, chat. 07s. 07s for the stream.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I know you fuck me. That's not the joke, though.
That's not what I said.
You said you do what you love.
No, I said I do it out of.
Oh.
But I do it out of. That's not wrong.
Only sometimes. I want my fucking possum earrings. God damn it!
Then get your possum earrings.
They're still not in the store.
Oh, wanna be famous?
Oh,
No.
I could be famous. Cool.
Babe.
I'd like one fame, please. Thank you. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it, though? Where is it? Where is
I
it?
don't know. They're gone forever. We'll never find out. Sorry. I don't want to be famous.
I want 'em. They're out of break.
They scream.
But they were offering prim subs? Roddy, we missed out on prim subs.
That's okay. I don't need prim subs.
You don't? You're not the streamer.
For prime prim subs. There you go, Max. I'm with you there.
Max, you know you're allowed to just be in this voice chat, right?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Why would Max just jump in his stream when he can just sit there and walk up to you and make comments into your mic directly from the other after coming in from the other room?
Stream on my phone and chat on my phone and Discord on my phone simultaneously without breaking free. And I want to be able to view the stream while watching. Can't do that on Twitch Mobile.
Not even through the settings and do video only?
I want to be able to see.
Oh. You could just look up.
And I don't have a little demon character.
This is gonna be a completely different character in like 5 days.
I don't have any.
The snake! Where's Snake? Anyway, here, hold on, let me just, hold on. I'll just fucking...
First you draw an S, then a more different.
Then a more different S, yeah.
What about you working on? Side
No, you're telling me you don't have a little dude, you want a little dude. You should know how my ADHD ass works. Don't even.
Honestly, just an excuse for you to not draw trees for a minute.
It's what we call active break. You're still being active.
Yeah, you're just like taking a break from like the mental load of dealing with trees. You can only handle wood so long before you need a break.
Before you snappy.
I mean, ideally nothing snaps involved there, but yeah.
I like how the line is gonna make stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Much love.
Hi! Angel! Hello.
Thank you for the 215 months. How are you? Chicken broth sub. Mm-hmm.
I love how quickly you're like, you know what, this is the design I'm gonna go with. This is what I want this to look like.
Pretty much.
Just immediately knew the design for Max's little character.
Well, I mean, it's Max, and I know Max, so... What do you mean, oh no?
It's okay, you can have a guy who doesn't have hands to use it. It'll be okay.
He has a tail to use it.
Okay, but really,
Can you properly aim and hold it?
Would it be one snake in one boot, coiled up, but with 10 sticks out? Or would it have two boots and its body like draped with each one with walk like a head?
Have its body draped with each boot so that it can walk like it has 2 feet.
It's not good gun safety. You can't have your finger on the trigger unless you're getting ready to fire.
It's not his finger.
No, you're right. Perfectly safe then.
Perfectly safe. There.
There's a static pose. What's the active pose gonna be?
Don't make the gun shoot.
Every time they talk, they just start blasting.
They just start blasting.
Can't help but feel that a snake would have a very hard time reloading a gun.
It's a fucking demon gun, Roddy. It's fine.
Oh, so it's free ammo. We're good.
Exactly. He shot repeat,
Just
shot
use his
one shot.
souls. And we just have Max join chat, and then every time he talks, he's just shooting someone in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other VTubers hanging out. Or PNG tubers. I've got healthcare, I'll be fine.
Who started this, babe? I hope you know that.
You may have started it, but I'm sure you're both loving it. Let's be honest here.
Close this then. Don't save it. Are you gonna come into chat?
I'm secretly alive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be right back in one quick moment.
Yep. That's not where I wanted to save that. Oh.
Sippy sip mmmmhmmm yummy sippo cocoa sklor perm me ohh hotu warm slur.
I'm glad you're enjoying the cocoa, at least. Alright, fucking... Do you know how to upload the... This isn't the original.
It's as original as I can find.
Chat, this is how a snake wears cowboy boots. So do you know how to actually do this? Or no? Okay, so... Where is it? Is it Secret Talking? In Secret Talking, there's a link called reactive.fuki.tech. You're gonna go there. You're gonna upload both of these. Okay. Yes. I hope you do too. Okay, back to this. It doesn't need to like dim on like talking or not, it's fine. I believe in you. Log in again.
Hi, Max. I'm assuming that was Max that jumped in.
It's very different.
No, that's Sar actually.
Hi, Star.
You thought I was Max.
I'm sorry. I am currently on another floor of my house and still somehow able to communicate in the chat right now. I think.
Should be fine.
I think I'm gonna do this by hand first.
Well, there's Max.
I'm here. Bang, bang, bang.
It's true.
God, the fact that it shoots is so
Oh crap! Back up control.
didn't know what I was joining, and I'm happy that I did. Holy fuck.
I mean, it's just dangerous to put me behind everything.
I mean,
Could
a
have
little
missed
bit.
the turret, though. I mean, also, while the handgun is respectable, could you imagine the snake with like a Gallahorn or something?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Man, density.
Shout out to that one time I picked up Destiny and then I was like, eh.
I mean, it's not fun.
Oh, it used to be.
I mean, I
Good
liked 1. It was alright. I enjoyed that. 2 was
Two was
not.
good after they fixed all the crap, and then they unfixed all the crap, so...
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very accurate.
I think everything after Mercury was good, and then now the new system is kind of not a fan.
Realizing that there's echo because you're in the room. Hi, Cinder. Wait,
Well, I think
fuck.
it's also because there's audio coming through your screen, your speakers.
No, there's not.
I can hear it.
Okay.
No, it could just be the minor issues we were having with audio earlier. I've been hearing an echo of myself the entire stream.
No, I mean, literally, it's coming out of your speakers right now. Like, take off your headphones. And now you can hear everything. Your headphones have speakers on the outside of the
No, they're
speakers?
just that loud.
Oh, well, that could be why.
They're literally just that loud.
Oh,
I think they're just too loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the echo. I mean, now you're gonna have double echo anytime you talk, because my headphones.
Yes, I know.
I'm sure it's fine.
double echo.
Yeah.
Wow.
All the way.
Beautiful.
Would someone tell Cinder to restart? Because I realized that I didn't have closed captions up and I restarted. And also, can you give my apologies? They got it. You can't just shoot your gun.
Bing, bing, bing.
Can't believe I keep getting shot. Sucks.
I didn't have to blast them, but I did anyway.
Fire. Fire. Miss.
Let's just say these are totally blanks.
They're a pop gun.
It's like a potato gun.
It's okay. Max is firing blanks. It's all good.
Oh, I mean, I'm supposed to.
Soon, TM.
TM. I mean, you know.
Do you not catch on to that clearance just now?
No, Vix just posted something. That is not gun safety. The hand is on the trigger now.
It's not gun safe.
It's saying demons are safe.
No, see, gun safety is you're not supposed to have your finger on the trigger unless you're getting ready to shoot. So,
Well, that's not a finger. That's a snake tail transmogrified into a finger. So, like, it's all
That's a
different.
finger.
100%. No, it's different.
because Vix just posted you with a straight up hand holding the gun.
Yeah, well, that was the tail. So once it transforms, legally, it's differentiated from a gun or the finger. Yeah, it's more different.
I don't want to get the lawyers involved.
I mean, you know, demon lawyers. You know, you're really trustworthy.
I mean, just look up gun pointing at screen with hand.
But don't do it because it's too spooky.
And also, I guess, Twitter thing that one time.
That one time. I mean, you can get banned for pretty much anything. So, might as well just get banned.
Tell terms to shut the fuck up and die.
I mean, these days you can just look at one particular person wrong and
Yeah. I didn't vote for the king. As one doesn't generally vote for a king.
like, what if we just start posting that every day? The Monty Python scene.
I didn't vote for you.
So I wasn't aware that there was an election.
There's no election! I'm a king!
I like how I mentioned the Gallahorn, and there's a article about how they made the Nerf Gallahorn on my Twitter feed right now. This is
It's so expensive.
upsetting. It's like $300, isn't it?
It's something stupid like that. And I don't know how many bullets they give you, but when you shoot that Nerf bullet, it does not scatter into multiple smaller bullets.
Well,
And that upsets me.
that is upsetting, yeah.
I mean, that's like the whole point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do they have the date on here twice? There's no need for that. No, like I said, the thing my buddy wanted me to take a look at for them, it's essentially a mess hall chit. So like kind of they keep track of like whatever they did like for the tab for the day. But there's two spots on here where it's like they've got the name and the date this started on, and then like underneath the total everything, they also have the signature of the person and then the date again.
That's how you know it's legit. Dates make everything legit.
Just seems unnecessary.
I mean, that's also true.
I need this probably actually.
How was your meeting? Or are you still in the meeting?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yes. I successfully deployed the app. So,
It's been deployed.
been deployed.
Is it en route or is it? Oh,
It's functioning as it is expected to function until some other stuff gets done tonight. So,
there you go.
very excited. I have left my mark.
As one should.
Feels good to have like a big win to actually like end January on. So,
Fair
It's a good
enough.
start of the year.
yeah.
Like, tasty.
Oh, I thought you were like clapping, and I was like, what?
Well, I mean, technically clapping with my tongue.
I don't call that clapping with your tongue.
That's what you're doing. You're clapping with your tongue.
And I want to try to clap with my tongue.
Well, it takes two tongues.
I think it would take two.
When I want to surprise
It
the
takes
guards,
two to tango.
when I want to surprise the guards, but the clap of my tongue is alerting them.
That police officer just a little bit. Just passed us. It's a little icy up there.
Does Solid Snake's tongue just look like his butt?
Ooh.
It's just too thick, you know? So when he like wiggles it, it just slaps itself.
Ooh,
That would be a
clapperless
solid hot
split
take.
top.
Would that just spin like a little propeller? Or like back and forth? So like, you know, those little toys, like the hand helicopters?
Like it. Jedi Survivor come out?
Wait, that's coming out soon?
Checking.
Because, I mean, I need it.
March 17th.
Ooh.
Not too long. Yeah, that first game was so good.
Yeah, and then they had that DLC that they canceled.
I did eventually drop it down to normal difficulty from hard when I
Never.
was playing through it.
Never.
I couldn't beat one of the bosses.
Was it the big ogre lady? Like the big Sith?
Thought I got her. I'm trying to remember where.
So I'm trying to remember which, like, if one of them did stop me or anything. Because I played on the hardest difficulty to start because I wanted to play Dark Souls, but with Jedi.
Right. It's definitely way more fun to play it that way.
Yeah. And then once I played the whole game, unlocked everything, and I went back to find a few things that I guess I had missed, and then I switched it to easy, and it was like, I am a god.
Yeah.
You know.
What happened with me is I wasn't making any progress. I had way too many other things to play, and I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
story. I just need to go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I'm trying to remember what it was, which one it was, because I beat like is it the second sister? Is the like kind of really hard one the first time it gets difficult? Let me double check. I beat her on hard.
Yeah. The only thing that ever really got me on the hardest difficulty was the occasional rockets. Like a trooper would be somewhere out of nowhere, you wouldn't see it, then a rocket would hit you and throw you off the map or something if there was a hole. That was about it.
Yeah, it might have been the
And
older one you're talking about.
The spiders.
About it.
The spiders are pretty bad too.
The ninth sister in the nest or whatever. Yeah, I think that's the one that I got stuck on.
Yeah, that one took me a little while. It's not right. But what if it was right?
I just realized that like somebody who watches One Piece or reads One Piece or whatever is in the chat, and that means that I have to bring up One Piece. So that's like I'm like contractually obligated to do so. So
Are we talking about One Piece now?
yeah, this is the One Piece podcast now.
Oh God. I still am not used to the animation style, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I ever will be. I don't think I want to be. In fact, I don't want to be. I don't want to be okay with it.
I get very upset sometimes by certain characters, like design, yeah. So,
Yeah.
You're saying not all women are just like sticks? Wow.
Hey, if all women were to line up and you just change their haircut, it'd be the same model, right?
a lot of them, yeah. But yeah, there's,
So, I mean, it's definitely Goku syndrome.
yes. But there are definitely some of those that have, like, the dimensions in which your spinal column would almost be too wide to be what their midsection is supposed to be or whatever,
The
right?
One
Like,
Piece is real.
Yeah.
Can we get much higher so high?
Well, what's her face? The hands one that I can never remember her name. She's very much so, just like too bendy.
yes, can be.
But I mean, also she's like a fungus or something. To plant a spore. I can't remember the intricacies of what she do. But she just like, because like plants can grow from anything, so that's like a spore, right?
And
She's just a clicker.
Jesus Christ. Never gonna look at Nico Robin in the same again. Thanks, appreciate that. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, cordyceps ruined her, and it would make sense that like the fruits have fungus in them, and it just takes over the body.
Yeah, that would make sense. My kids are watching One Piece. I think we talked about that. and they're only on like episode 80 or something. They're in the middle of Baroque Works. They just met Baroque Works, and I was watching it with them, the one episode, and I'm like, literally, this person has the exact same devil fruit power as somebody 700 episodes later that I'm watching fights.
It's always slightly different to make it legally separate, because there can only be one, even if there's technically two.
Right.
And then there's the artificial ones.
Yeah, which I don't even...
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Those ones.
Yeah. What's the concept on spoilers for One Piece, as it's 16 million episodes long and it's never gonna finish?
Chat, raise your hand if you don't want One Piece spoilers.
Please,
right
someone
now.
in chat raise your hand so that we can stop talking about it.
Please.
I mean, for me personally, I'd rather know big spoilers beyond...
Well, I know, I 100% would, yeah.
Lime is raising their hand.
Lime raised, yep. Is Two Piece gonna be One Piece's sequel like Boruto?
No, it'll be one half because they'll like have something. Just it's still the One Piece, but they've got like a little more to go that was like hidden somewhere else. They got, like,
Oh, this wasn't the whole One Piece? They had the One Piece, and it was split, but the concept is the piece was One Piece, so now it's...
Yeah, now it's one half.
One Piece extra pieces? One Piece missing pieces?
Yeah, and it's like their descendants still looking for that shit because they just can't give it up.
I don't work tomorrow. Who would have thought? Apparently it's gonna be worse tomorrow than it is today now.
Lovely.
Yeah. Don't you just love when your state becomes a different state?
Are you talking about
Or countries.
Making edible, or...
Yeah, no.
I mean, sorry, you wouldn't know. You've never taken it.
Which is good, you shouldn't.
Crossing my arms.
Say no to edibles.
All you were
Any
hearing
kind.
DeerCon the entire time, you were openly off.
I know. I appreciate it. But I've, seen what my addictive personality can do.
Yeah, I know that feel.
Very careful.
He's not.
What? Careful's my middle name. That's why I ride a one wheel, because they're safe.
Sargato, careful Sargato,
Vix, I gotta agree, but like, why they gotta stop selling the 100-piece McNugget? Because I need that. I need that in my life. Why'd they put a limit on my McNuggies?
I don't think I've ever told this story. There was a time where they had the 6 pieces on the dollar menu, right? Yeah. Back when they still had a dollar menu, by the way. Dating myself even further, I guess, at this point, right?
Right.
But they had 6 pieces on there, and I had like a bunch of friends over to play D&D one night, and so I went and got like every person like 30 nuggets each, and I had like 8 people over. I don't know what the math is off of that, but it was a couple hundred nuggets, right?
Yeah.
And when I ordered it, and I was like, I'm really sorry, guys. Like, we don't care, whatever. Like, either way, we gotta cook this shit, you know what I mean? But what are you guys doing? Are you doing like an eating contest or something with these or whatever? I'm like, no, we're just playing D&D and just need something to eat. They're like, oh, that's way less interesting. It's like, oh, I'm sorry.
I think it's way more interesting that you're playing D&D. Because, like, you could just be a bunch of guys and gals chewing on McNuggies, and that's just weird.
Oh, speaking of D&D, Sar, would you like to update them on how the campaign is going?
Trying that hard to get off of one pizza.
We're already off of it!
We're on hundreds of pieces.
So my favorite character...
Limit on pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Oh, I love Reese's Pieces.
Chat, if your favorite candy was the One Piece, what candy would the One Piece be?
2 piece, 1 pirate.
Adderall.
Jesus Christ.
Probably have to go with
Oh,
the
man.
peaches. Gonna sit there and just eat that forever.
White
update.
rabbit nougat candies.
So the D&D story update, we didn't play this week because question mark. I still don't have an answer as to why we didn't play this week.
I mean, people didn't show up.
Yeah.
We don't know why they didn't show up, but people didn't show up.
Have they not spoken to you guys
Not
since?
since, no.
It's only been a couple days. Right?
I mean, still a little concerning, just kind of like disappear and not tell you why.
Figure it out.
It happens. So I think the big, so the last time the party reached the village of Alaki, pretty much got into the village and then rested that night. And then the following session, y'all found an inn and rested, and like didn't really interact with most of the NPCs except for I think Max's character did talk to the.
I interacted with the wolf hunters, and I was gonna go do the bard, but I got too drunk.
That's right, you failed at the drinking contest.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
As is tradition.
God, I really don't know how to tell this next part because it's super complicated. The party went to the church because one of the clues they have is one of the things they're looking for is in some sort of holy site, basically. So the party has been very ravenous anytime there's a church in any place they go. Like, oh, we're gonna go there.
Oh shit, church!
Have you explained what, I know what that is, but have you mentioned before what that is that you're referring to there?
We don't even know that, so.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, the way that Curse of Strahd works, which is really cool, is you have, I actually have two of the decks, but you actually do like a tarot sort of kind of reading at the beginning of the campaign that like randomly assigns certain things to be important to the campaign specifically. That like greatly help the ability to have success in completing the objectives, basically. And so that way, if you've played Curse of Strahd before, the MacGuffins you're looking for won't always be in the same spot. It gives you kind of a reason to go exploring new places and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which yeah, I think is a really cool design decision. Surprised that, well, I was gonna say I'm surprised Wizards never kind of used that again, but you know.
No, you're not.
Reusing content, they don't want to do that. They want you to buy a new book.
Well, yes, but like that's one of the reasons I think that Curse of Strahd is such a popular adventure, right?
Yeah, because you don't gotta buy a new book. That's why they're not gonna reuse it, because they can't make money off of it.
Or maybe.
So one of the MacGuffin.
I'm not saying they're greedy. I'm just saying the PDF's not included.
Yeah, and by the way, the one, yeah, right, the PDFs, well, you technically you don't even get a PDF if you like go through D&D Beyond, right?
Yeah, you just gotta hope you can scan it and not let anybody know.
It's been a whole thing. Anyway, one of the things, just as a quick little tangent on the side, because the last time we talked about all this stuff, I talked about the open game license stuff. And it's in a much better place today than it was last time we talked about it. But I had one person mention something really cool, and it was basically by having the 5.1 rules in Creative Commons now, they're no longer the stewards for the 5.1 rules. And there's lots of great creators for 5th edition out there. So you don't even have to play D&D anymore to have like a really good 5th edition experience.
Yep.
And that was a much more hopeful, and I like that take a lot better than being constantly upset. So that's how I'm trying to think about things like that.
Positivity. Hell yeah.
Right. Anyway, so the party got to the church and found out that someone had stolen some bones from the church. Oh, that's potentially have Curse of Strahd spoilers too, by the way. Probably should have highlighted that at some point.
Oh yeah, no, it will be. Just keep talking now at this point.
So, the party discovered that the priest thought that one of the kids did it. Did you intimidate the kid? Is that how this worked out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boons.
Dude,
Not like kidnapped him and threw him in a room.
Yeah.
yeah. That happened.
We're good people.
So the kid broke down and told Deer where the bones went. So the party went off to the coffin maker's shop. This is where you want to dip if you don't want spoilers, right? You can stream for a bit or two. Deer will shake things or something out of it. So, at the coffin maker's shop, they kind of talked to them, and they basically said they were made to do it. And they asked where the bones were. I think you guys passed some good, hard, like, discussion checks there as well. And found out that he was storing them, like, in his bedroom, basically.
Also, you did talk about me spending the night with Raven. Anyway.
I skipped over that. Yes, sorry. There was also a chance encounter with a potential bard that they ignored at one point. That is significant for those who are in the know. But yeah, that first night that they were in town, Deer went and fed the ravens on the roof of the inn, and also like hung out with them for the evening. Mugen and Hugin were nowhere to be seen pretty much this whole session. No, they showed up at one point, right?
Hugin
Like
did, and was like, you know,
dialogue.
these aren't us, right? And I was like, yeah. Like, you can, like, why are you here? And I'm like, because they are nicer than people. And that was it. That was it.
That was the whole dialogue, yep. Great. I was having fun with that. It's a good time. Okay, back to the coffin shop. So, the party explored the coffin maker shop, and from my perspective, and these are always fun to kind of do from me, for like, I get to peel the curtain back a little bit and be like, yeah, so like when you guys went like 85% the way through the coffin maker shop and never went to the room that like was the room that you had to avoid, I was like, oh, they might be able to get out of here okay. This might not be a horrific situation that I have to deal with tonight. Great. And then, like, I think Tom was the first one to go in the room, and I'm just like, oh no, this ain't gonna be good. So there's some vampire spawns layering in the coffin maker shop, basically, and the rules on how it triggers are very specific in the book. And to give them the best chance possible, I went by the very, very specific rules for that triggering event. And Tom was fighting, like, was it 6 vampire spawn kind of alone? Because they were separated-ish from the party at this point.
They just walked 10 feet ahead of us, basically.
Yeah. So within, like, 2 turns, Tom was down to single-digit HP. And I was about ready to pull the help the party button. At one point, we were like 1 round away from it. I would have probably let Tom go down first, though.
You gotta let someone else die.
Right. Well, that's gonna happen, I'm sure, at some point.
I'm waiting for it.
So the party, I think you all jumped out a window. That's how you got out of the building, right?
I think I ported Tom out with Vorpal.
That's right.
I portaled you out with Vorpal because you had the bones. And somehow Tom just got away. The lucky stun.
Just like ran downstairs, yeah. Oh yeah, the stun did help. That's right. I remember that.
It was the incredibly lucky stun which de-grappled them.
I was really surprised the vampire spawn could get stunned, to be honest with you. Like, I thought.
Well, I mean, Vampire Spawn has a lot of positive and negative. Like, they can't get hurt by the sun sometimes, and then other times they can, and they can be stunned, and they can get poisoned because they're not like actual vampires. But I don't know.
So, Nat's character picks up the coffin maker and is carrying them on their back. And the party is running through the streets, right?
Like, for our lives, basically.
Right, and like trying to get. No, I think even some of the ravens are just kind of in the area. I think, if I remember correctly, kind of provided a hint. If I remember correctly.
They're like, "What the fuck are you doing? Run!"
It's like, hey,
oh.
Do you remember those bones you have? Maybe if you return those to the church, like, that would help in this situation. Like, And, like, I didn't want to do, like, a combat encounter, like, trying to flee down the street, and, like, 6 vampires spawn jumping on rooftops, chasing after the party as, like, combat, because that would just be awful, in my opinion. So I did it more kind of almost like a quick time event, where everybody was just rolling to see if they were going to trip effectively. And there was some pretty rough rolls. There was definitely some chaos and some drama being built as they were continuing to flee from these things, ravenously chasing after them. Now I remember why you want me to tell this story. Now it's
Yes.
clicked in my head now, dear, why you want me to tell this story. So Colette, which is Nat's character, lost the coffin maker at one point because they rolled really, really badly. But because they had the coffin maker on their back, I decided, well, the stumble will drop that person, and then they'll slow the other ones down a little bit so that Nat doesn't take the brunt of that hit, which makes sense to me in like a good horror kind of way, right? The person you're trying to save not making it because of your own ineptitude.
I'm still sad
It's
about
good.
the box.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
A watertight coffin.
The coffin maker was making the party a watertight coffin because they asked for one. Yeah, because they lost their barrel. They wanted something to carry holy water in. They had to leave the barrel behind in Castle Barovia, which I need to make a note of that because that would be a funny thing to just have show up later.
Just like, hey, did you leave this in my castle?
Chained up like the maiden in distress, but it's just a barrel.
Right? The bed! No! Barrel!
Or what if it was a
Barrel
boss?
can lie.
What if it was a boss fight, like one of those the meat jar or whatever from Elden Ring?
Gets turned into a giant mimic.
Oh no. There's multiple barrels in a room. One of them is your ally, the rest are mimics.
Right.
Find out
There's a lot of
which
fun
one it
things you
is.
can do with this. Yeah.
Have them fill with unholy water instead.
Right.
Oh no, unholy water.
Yeah. So, the rest of the party pretty much made it inside of the church, except for one character. Max rolled really, really badly, if I remember correctly.
I think I rolled 2 ones.
Yeah. And suddenly the vampire spawn, like, didn't attack them. I'm trying to think of how I want to word this to be very careful so I don't, like, let the goat out, by the way, here, so. They lined up with Max as if allying themselves and looking to them to provide commands to them. So the whole party makes it to the church. They throw the bones in where the bones need to go. The church is holy land once more, basically. So the vampire spawn are kind of hanging back, right? And so everybody's in the church looking at Max standing in the street surrounded by vampire spawn.
Being emo as
as
fuck.
as they're glowering at the church. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where we ended the last session.
Glad that I am a good guy still. Totally good guy.
I think
You're a really bad bodyguard, dear.
I was gonna. Ow. Also, I was gonna say, I feel like. I think the most potent thing I said is like, wow, this is the second most emotionally wrecked character I've ever had, and you were just like, I'm sorry, and I was like, I don't care. Because, yeah, she's not great.
Yeah. Oh, actually, sorry, that's not where the session ended. The Burgomaster, the mayor or whatever, came up and was basically like, hey, let's go back to our manor and talk about what you just did. Because there's a dead guy laying in my street, you know,
And,
due to your actions.
yeah, and I think I just went. I was just like, alright.
And I think Max sent the spawn away, like, you'll get your time to get them later, basically, or whatever was kind of the command or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna pick up there with the party meeting, you know, the leader of Valaki,
Yeah.
and we did not have that session. Yeah. We'll get there.
I kind of want Strahd to show up to start conducting an interview with Max. Be like, all right, so I hear recently you've come under qualifications that might have you working for me. Now, what's your history like? How long have you been adventuring? How long are you planning to
Not
be
long
here?
enough.
I mean, the one thing I will say for Max that is interesting here, like both as like your character and just like the way you're playing this or whatever, right? Like, there is stuff you could reveal to the party that you have kept to yourself, which I find to be very intriguing, personally.
Mhm.
Which is fun because that's why it's worse for Amma, actually. Congratulations.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know. My character has some trust issues right now. I mean, I did get murdered by y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that out there.
I don't disagree.
What's a little murder between friends? I mean, or work associates. Yeah.
Just get over it. Rub some dirt in there. You'll be fine.
I mean, it is Barovia.
Rub some dirt on your mortal coil. It's fine.
I mean, no one's really dead forever in Barovia. Let's be honest.
He's gone. Tough.
So that's the current campaign update for those of you that are interested.
Is it safe to say spoilers are done for now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fine.
We're done.
Thanks, Rob.
For now.
No problem. I seriously want Rod to just show up and start conducting an interview for middle management. Just out of nowhere, just be like, alright, so let's talk a little bit. Super
I see
casual.
here you said super villain on your resume. Could you expound on that? I have a case.
Have you seen the movie Mastermind? Because
How are you at handling large armies of the undead? You say you have a little experience, a lot of experience, or some experience?
And like management, and you know, it's just, yeah, we got that kind of experience. I worked at an insurance claims office. It's fine.
You care about dental. We do have dental. Kind of important for our in our line of work.
the one pick I'll knit on this, I stumbled across I was looking for maps, I think is what it was, and I was on the Curse of Strahd subreddit at one point, and there was just somebody in there that was having only like half their party show up one week, and they didn't want to progress like the main plot stuff or whatever, but they still wanted to do a session with just those other players or whatever, right? And they were asking people to like give them a side quest they could like force those players on that week instead of like any sort of like tailor-made story for those characters, right?
Okay.
And I was looking at it and I'm just like, so you want someone to just write a side quest for your characters without knowing your characters or the players behind them or everything like that,
Yeah.
and like them to do all the work for you. And I think if I remember correctly too, it was like, help, I have a session in 2 hours. Can you do this for me? Right. And I was looking at this like, wow, that is such a weird request from where I'm sitting at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've looked over the Curse of Strahd book, not in full scope, but there is a lot of little things that you could easily get into that would easily distract someone for a little bit. Like, for example, if they wanted to look into the beef pies in the first city,
Right.
that's going to get you distracted for a little bit there.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff.
A Barovian farmer has lost his pig. You must go find it.
Fuck you and your nat 20s.
It's a werepig.
And then what I'll say too is like the Van Richten's guide book gives you more inspirational stuff to do in Barovia, right? And then it's well treaded ground in the DMG as well. Like there's tons of material out there for like to take all of like because Curse of Strahd is very spanning and expansive and free flowing where the characters can kind of go wherever they want and stuff like that, right? And there are resources on the DM's Guild that like make it so it's a one shot instead, right? Back to like the traditional and how it's supposed to be run for like Halloween or whatever, right? To take the 5th edition version and make that more self-contained, which again has more ideas on things you can throw at your players and stuff, right? There's like tons of resources out there. And I just looked at this and I went, wow, that's asking somebody to do a lot for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a lot for nothing.
But it's about time for me to hit that lazy trail, so
Fuck you.
Gotta go back to work.
Imagine being a trail.
Don't leave.
no, I gotta go get my kids picked up.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, It's
Get out of here.
no, I want to be on time, so I'll be maybe bye.
Oh no.
Gwen,
I'm sure it's because they're old enough
ferry
to drive. Just
Brooklyn.
leave the car there.
Bang bang.
I'm glad you guys are having fun with the campaign, though, because honestly, Curse Strahd is such an interesting world, and there is so much that's kind of fun to it that I am sad that it fell apart from my group when I tried to run it.
Get better friends with it.
I'm sorry, I only have a couple of them. Only some of them are good enough to be reliable for D&D.
Yeah,
that is a big caveat of like you can have a ton of friends, but how many are reliable for D&D?
Yeah.
If your answer is less than or equal to 2, then you probably shouldn't D&D with them. More like D and don't.
Yeah. It's kind of why I don't play right now. Also, some minor other
yeah.
you know.
You know.
It's whatever. Lungs don't
Who
work properly.
needs health?
Who needs breathing?
Needs lung.
Okay, I had a phone somewhere. Where did I put it?
Wait.
Other side of the couch. Okay. Just making sure I don't need to pay attention to anything on there, no messages or anything that's important. I'm gonna have to read over one of the other things I moderate for, because there was some drama that got started to some other shit, but that is not for here. I don't even know the full scope of it.
An occasional pie picks fine?
Oh, is that picking up in stream?
I don't even hear it, so I don't know.
Is it me?
I don't know.
Because I know there's a little bit of static that kind of picks up, or is coming through on the Discord here.
Couldn't be me.
It's happening when both people are talking and not talking. Hey. Sorry, I don't know if I can't help narrow it down, then I don't really know what I can do about it or look into. I mean, I can pause the music and then I don't know, mute all of Discord. I don't really know. A Bluetooth or wireless device nearby, probably. Okay, well then it's probably just Max's headphones and it's nothing we can deal with.
Wow.
You have Bluetooth headphones, what do you
Yeah. Also, my phone's about to die.
Well, I mean, feel free to, like, go, like, not hang out here, it's fine.
Wow.
That's not what I
You
meant,
kicking
you
me
know.
out?
Don't.
Yeah, no, I was hearing it coming from the Discord, but I thought it was only coming through on the Discord. Okay, it was when there was some sound interference, it was only coming through here initially.
Yeah, I think I had some earlier, but it's down on my end, so.
I don't know.
It's so cold outside. The road's looking kind of white. Yeah.
I can finish this and then we can head out there or whatever.
You want to head out?
Like, look.
Oh, snow. I wish it was snow. It's just ice.
Right.
So by sticking them in my hoodie, or my beanie, and it cools off my head. Of course, now I can't do anything.
I'm glad it's not super noticeable there, Vix. It's good when things are going as smooth as possible, because yeah, it's just kind of a little, only to notice it in the actual stream when you actually pointed it out.
Only and it just doesn't wanna. Cast to not your TV? No, I'm good. That's how you do it.
Oh, my back. Oh, my back and my spine and various other parts of me.
Well, you're supposed to occasionally stretch and you know, slightly less gay.
I don't want to.
I understand.
Chmat.
Chat.
Chat, tomorrow is gonna be motion of it. We're gonna see if Robin's actually a piece of shit or not. It's gonna be great.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Bye.
In that case, if you're not sure who to raid, would it be terrible to suggest the person I was talking about earlier?
No, go ahead.
Cool.
Just type it, because I don't misspell it.
They are currently live. They're playing Wind Waker right now.
I like Wind Waker.
I'm supposed to play that soon.
You should. I was gonna set it up in the living room to play, so we can always move it easier.
I mean, I was just gonna stream it. Anyway, y'all go be nice to Ronnie's new band candy that he likes to stare at. So,
I mean, this isn't the leather guy, but he's a nice guy.
yeah, but he's another one that you're gonna stare at anyway, so it's fine.
I mean, yeah, sure.
I'll be back tomorrow morning, chat. Have a good one, and thank you for stopping by.
Bye, chat.
And good voice chat with me, guys. Bang.